Best Android phones under $200 in 2022. Believe it or not, there are plenty of great, inexpensive smartphones you should consider, so we rounded up the best Android phones under $200. Smartphones that cost $1,000 and more have quickly become commonplace in the market. And for anyone on a budget, those steep prices can quickly induce a headache. If you need a new handset but only have a couple of $100 to spend, the Nokia G20 is our top favorite with 3 cameras and a large screen to enjoy all those photos and videos. Today, we're not only talking about the G20, but also some of the best phones that bring tremendous value to the low-end space. Here are some of the get a great Android phones you can get for under $200. Nokia G20. None of the phones on this list are considered expensive, but if you're trying to spend your money on something reliable, the Nokia G20 is for you. Sitting towards the upper limit of $200, it's the best budget phone in this range at the end of the day. You can get a lot of value from every dollar spent on the G20 instead of the cheaper G10. The Nokia G20 is equipped with a 6.52-inch IPS LCD, making it larger than its cheaper predecessors. While it costs a bit more, you get an HD Plus resolution of 720 by 1600, a MediaTek processor, 4 GB of RAM, and an impressive 128 GB of expandable storage, up to 512 GB. Unfortunately, there's no fast charging, but you shouldn't have to mess with it too much, thanks to the generous 5050 mAh battery. The Nokia G20 is powered by Android One, which means you'll get 2 years of Android upgrades and 3 years of monthly security patches, which should get you through 2023. The phone ships with Android 11, but it's slated to get Android 12 and also 13 in the future. The software experience is delightful as there's no bloatware and Nokia sticks to stock Android. The phone comes with a lovely textured back available in 2 colors, with a side-mounted fingerprint scanner. The Nokia G20 sports an IPX2 rating, making it splash-proof in nature. You also get a quad camera setup, including a 48MP primary camera that is surprisingly decent. Nokia packed just the right features into this value-rich device, making the G20 our top sub-$200 recommendation. MOTOGPLAY 2021. MOTO is the king of the sub-$200 category, and the updated MOTOGPLAY 2021 is its most recent affordable phone under the Play banner. Of course, it makes a few spec compromises to reach this price tag, but it's still a perfectly enjoyable piece of tech. The display is a 6.5-inch, 720p HD Plus LCD, but it does the job. You also benefit from respectable bezels and a small water drop notch, making this a pretty good phone for watching videos or playing light games. You'll find more noticeable downgrades with the 13 megapixels plus 2MP dual rear cameras, but they're serviceable for quick uploads to your favorite social media app. The MOTOGPLAY 2021 has a fingerprint sensor on the rear in the Moto logo, which is every bit as fast and reliable as you could ask for. There's also a headphone jack and support for expandable storage, along with an awesome 5000 mAh battery and support for all US carriers. Unlike cheaper phones like the Moto E 2020, this device thankfully has USB-C charging, but no wireless charging. Perhaps the biggest downside to the MOTOGPLAY 2021 is that Motorola has all but confirmed that it would only see one major platform update, and that is to Android 11. That's right, this thing ships with an out-of-date version of Android 10. While Motorola's custom take on Android is just as strong here as it is on the Moto G Fast, offering at least one update would have been greatly appreciated. TCL20 SE. It may not have the most cutting-edge specs, but don't you sleep on the TCL20 SE. Under $200, you won't find a more captivating display than this phone's 6.82-inch Vivid LCD panel. The water drop notch looks a little dated, but it's the entire package as a whole that bolsters the worth of this phone. TCL gives you a nice deal along with all that screen real estate. You get lots of memory, with 4 GB RAM and 128 GB of storage that can be increased up to 256 GB. There's also a fingerprint scanner on the aesthetically pleasing backside of the phone. The TCL20 SE has a generous 5.00 mAh cell that tops up quicker than any phone in this category, owing to its 18W fast charging speed. You get a nice set of quad cameras featuring a 48 megapixels primary lens. On the software side of things, the TCL20 SE is powered by Android 11. Under the hood, you will find a Snapdragon 460 chipset to keep the entire phone afloat. What prevents this phone from being our #1 pick is the lack of any future platform upgrades or any manner of waterproofing. TCL does promise 2 years of security updates though. MOTO G STYLUS, 2021. MOTO G STYLUS, 2021, hits the very top of our $200 budget. While not without fault, all things considered, it's one of the best phones you can buy when looking at Android devices this cheap. The one big caveat is that it runs Android 10 out of the box and you can only update it up to Android 11. However, the 2021 iteration of the G STYLUS is almost perfect in all other regards. The MOTO G STYLUS 2021 S hardware is built far better than you'd expect for a phone in this price tier. Of course, it is now available at half the launch price, which explains the high-quality construction. It feels substantial when held and there's a mighty useful stylus built in. The 6.8-inch LCD is also good, giving you a large canvas with minimal bezels, great colors, and good viewing angles. The FHD resolution means that things are quite as sharp considering other options in this list. Overall, it's a fine screen. You get 4 cameras on the back, including a 48MP primary camera, an 8 megapixels ultra-wide camera, and 2 megapixels macro and depth sensors. That 48 megapixel sensor takes surprisingly detailed and vibrant shots, and while the quality dips with the other sensors, it's still a lot of fun to have them for expanded shooting possibilities. Battery life is another strong point, with the 4000 mAh battery allowing for up to 2 days of use for some folks. However, there's no fast charging support here. Making all of this even better is the MOTO G STYLUS 2021 S software, which is excellent. The user interface is reminiscent of what you'd find on an older Google Pixel, with Motorola making a few thoughtful changes that only elevate the experience. MOTOGPLAY continues to be the best always-on display on any Android phone, in addition to Moto Actions allowing you to chop the phone to enable the flashlight and twist it to open the camera app. Samsung Galaxy A12. When you think of the best Samsung phones, your mind probably drifts to devices like the Galaxy S22 and S22 Ultra, big, flashy, and expensive phones that are sure to break the budget. However, if you're eager to own a Samsung phone for yourself but need to keep costs low, the Galaxy A12 is a solid device. First things first, the Galaxy A12 has an impressive display. It's fairly large at 6.5 inches, goes edge-to-edge with the phone's left and right frame, and has a teardrop selfie camera cutout with a small bottom bezel. So if you do a lot of media consumption, the A12 will make your movies and games stand out wonderfully. Around the back, the A12 boasts a total of 4 cameras, consisting of a 16 megapixels primary, 5 megapixels ultra-wide, 2 megapixels macro, and 2 megapixels depth sensors. The image quality won't blow you away, but the cameras get the job done for social media and allow some image taking, especially with the ultra-wide camera. Other highlights of the Galaxy A12 include expandable storage, a very generous 5000 mAh battery, 15W fast charging, and Samsung's custom One UI software loaded with endless features and settings. Unfortunately, the Galaxy A12 comes with One UI 3.1, Android 10, though you can upgrade to Android 11 right away. It's slated to receive Android 12 at some point and that will be its last major update. ONEPLUS Nord N100. Even though ONEPLUS made a name for itself by offering flagship quality phones at more affordable price points, it wasn't until the Nord introduction series that it really started to produce true budget-level phones. Unfortunately, the original Nord and Nord 2 did not release in North America, though those in the US and Canada can get their hands on the true value phones in the Nord lineup, including the Nord N10 5G and N100. Coming in at under $200, the ONEPLUS Nord N100 is a pretty impressive package. It features a 6.52-inch LCD screen, a 5000 mAh battery, and 64 GB of on-device storage with the ability to expand up to 512 GB via the micro SD slot. In addition, there is a triple camera setup on the back along with a fingerprint sensor, and it features dual stereo speakers up front. Just about the only real downside to the N100 is that it ships with Android 10 and ONEPLUS's Oxygen OS 10.5. You can update to Oxygen OS 11 based on Android 11 right away, but that's the sum total of its platform updates. However, if you've always wanted a ONEPLUS phone but couldn't afford it, this is a great option. Alternatively, if you can swing a little more, you can pick up the newer ONEPLUS Nord N205G for around $240. MOTOGPOWER 2021. The MOTOGPOWER 2020 was one of our favorite budget phones of 2020, so we were excited when Motorola announced that the device was getting a sequel. However, that excitement dampened once we learned about some of the upgrades, or downgrades, featured in its 2021 model. With the MOTOGPOWER 2022 now available, we can safely say that you're better off with last year's model despite the downgrades. The Snapdragon 662 processor is much better than 2022's slow MediaTek processor. There's no HD Plus display on the 2021 variant, but the 2022 model is the same and also maxes out at 720p, so you're not losing out. While Motorola kept the headphone jack in the MOTOGPOWER 2021, it again left NFC, wireless charging, and official IP water resistance off the spec sheet, though you do get a water repellent coating. Sadly, the 2021 model ships with Android 10 and received only one major platform update, Android 11. Don't get us wrong, the MOTOGPOWER 2021 is still a solid, capable, and affordable Android smartphone. It's just not the second act we were hoping for. Nonetheless, if you're looking for a 3-camera setup, a bright and big screen, and a giant battery, it's hard to beat this offering. In any case, it's much better than the newer 2022 variant that comes chock full of lags. BLACKVIEW BV4900. Putting a case on the phone is an excellent way to ensure it stays safe throughout your daily use, but some phones were designed to be rugged and durable right out of the box. One such phone is the BLACKVIEW BV4900, and if you're prone to clumsiness or work in a physically demanding environment, the BV4900 is a solid choice. The design of the BV4900 makes its ruggedness unmistakable, and it has durability ratings to back it up. Not only is there an IP68 dust water resistance rating, but you also get a MIL STD810G certification. This means the BV4900 was tested to survive drops of up to 5 feet. Moving beyond its design, there are plenty of other highlights for the BV5900. It has a massive 5,580 mAh battery, USB-C charging, NFC for contactless Google Pay payments. There's also 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage that can expand to 128 GB. You miss out on any platform upgrades past the pre-installed Android 10, and there's no fingerprint sensor. BLACKVIEW's design of the BV4900 certainly isn't for everyone, but if you're someone that knows you'd benefit from a ruggedized handset like this, it's certainly worth a good, hard look. The BLACKVIEW BV4900 makes a lot of compromises, but its rock-bottom price tag is certainly very attractive.